let's just say I pitch this to a guy who does search and he does really well in search. He's a good marketer, but he's like, man, I haven't touched Facebook in 2 years.
Got it.
Okay, let's walk him through like a real quick like scenario of how he could get up and running with his pay-per-call campaign on Facebook.
Great question. So first thing is fundamentally Facebook, you're getting in front of someone demographically or situationally where they are in life. So someone's literally like at dinner or on the toilet searching through their feed, and now you're getting in front of them to take action. So if it's something like let me give like a DUI lawyer, like that's very difficult, and I wouldn't recommend that at all, because it's going to be, how do you demographically get in front of someone who just got pulled over by a cop versus going to Google and searching like DUI lawyer. So I think the type of offers are very important too to think through fundamentally with what are going to work on those platforms. But like for us, so let's just do credit card or credit repair, right? So you can get in front of someone who theoretically has one, if they've already got data, they can do lookalike audiences where I'd start. So I'd upload a list of past callers that you've had or past leads, and then Facebook's going to match those people and figure out those demographics and things like that better than you and I ever would. Like by saying, oh, someone who's African American or someone who has 2 cars, blah blah blah. Like literally, are you familiar with lookalike audiences?
Oh yeah. It's okay, wicked good. Smart. Yeah.
For sure. So that's sorry. Some people are like, yeah, dude, I get it. And I'll be like, what is that? It's magical.
Yeah.
So that would be one place to start. The fundamentals of the offers are important. One place to start, and then secondly, yeah, you have tremendous scalability versus a Google, where you're limited by search volume. So you're limited by number of people that search all day. Here you're in a pool of, like for me, let's say credit card debt or credit repair, literally tens of millions of people that fit that bill or fit that individual. You could probably get that across the board on most offers that you're going to be able to run. So the scalability is there, and therefore it's not as saturated. And you're not as limited. You take again, go back to search guys. There's 4 spots, or they got to be in that number 1 spot.
Mm-hmm.
Here you've got such a massive pool that it's almost impossible for someone to be completely dominating it fully. So anyway, so the scalability is there. Obviously, the cost is, and people have heard through the Facebook is theoretically a lot cheaper. But even driving people, because again, you're fundamentally getting in front of someone at dinner or on the toilet, or I'm saying silly stuff, but not in the buyer ready mode, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Asking them to pick up the phone and call is a little bit is even more of a challenge or struggle than someone on Google who's directionally looked for, I need help with a DUI lawyer or something like that. So being able to offer them and say, hey, fill out a time and we'll figure out a good time for us to chat, like kind of like nonchalant like that.
Mm-hmm.
It breaks down a lot of barriers. Obviously, you can't say that, but like something that feels a little bit more less of a commitment. It breaks down a lot of barriers for other people that wouldn't convert before, and then a drip system is able to then turn that into people.
Cool. Now, are you running like a Facebook lead ads kind of campaign, or are you running to landers and then remarketing that?
Great questions. We ran a decent amount of lead ads. They perform a little bit less poorly, just because now you're getting that back to that commitment scale. Like let's say Google's here, lead ads like here, like I want to be here, pretty much, for lack of better words, because you're pumping a bunch of people that are like, I don't even remember signing. Like I didn't sign up for anything, and it's like, oh, because it took them 2 buttons. So that's the downfall on lead ads, and why I think a lot of people either have been turned off by them or even turned off from Facebook, because they're like, it sounds magical and you get the build up hype. It's like, going to this amazing party, and you show up and there's like no one there. You're like, oh shoot, I'm not going to listen to that guy anymore. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how I think a lot of people, even though it could have just been like a random Saturday that sucked. You know what I mean? Whatever, and you never go back to that bar or club. I think a lot of people got that a lot on Facebook too. So lead ads, a lot of what we do is driving to landers specifically though. So there's still that intent of individuals, and in fairness to a lot of our Facebook traffic is retargeting. So it's a lot of people off our SEO sites that are higher quality people. But if we're talking specifically for a new pub or someone who's trying to dip their feet in Facebook, landers are primarily what we drive a lot of traffic to.
Okay, cool. That makes a lot of sense. So, and that's kind of what I was feeling. So I'm glad you said it, because it's just more relevant. It seems like if you were to have a targeted ad, or not an ad, but an ad that went to a landing page with an interesting article, and then you can follow up with them later. It's probably gonna work way better. Okay, cool, man. Exactly. Now, I don't want to I don't want to pry into your stuff, but Since we're gonna do this
Sure.
kind of webinar thing, is it possible that you might be able to take us on a guided tour in Facebook somewhere that's not going to like risk any of your campaigns or anything?
Yeah, I'll talk to my partner and see if he's okay with that. It doesn't make a big difference to me because our leverage point is, like I said, most of it's retargeting. So
You guys are already okay.
Geo traffic, and then we've got a ton of data too for as far as like lookalikes and things like that separate us really from the pack. Even if I don't give a direct demo for our debt company, maybe I can run through a like another smaller campaign or even an older one or something to walk through some of the successes.
Or maybe a competitor even. I don't know. I was just thinking.
I'm happy to help there.
Yeah, I was just thinking it's always nice to kind of see how the pieces come together, and what does an advertorial look like that works, and what's an ad look like that works, and basic stuff. Sure. I think it'll definitely add a super huge amount of value to, Paulo, the publishers. So.
For sure, and I'll say too, a lot of it, like it's a traditional idea of advertorial running into that, and it's great sales copy that works, obviously, and we do that. But a lot of what we do is we'll push traffic to an educational piece, and people that have spent X amount of time on that piece into it. So think of it like almost like an email funnel, like depending on if you opened, you get this. If you didn't, you get this. That's kind of what our campaigns feel like. Almost like it's not a target people that like Oprah, go to this page that tells them if they don't call, they're going to die, and then that's it. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of it targets someone who lives in America. I'm just making something up. To educate them on how credit repair can help. When they read X amount of credit repair, they spend X amount of time on the site, bucket them that they're good. If they're not, now we're going to show them something about how student loan needs help. If they did, fit criteria of spending X time or seeing X pages, they then see a higher call to action, like schedule a time to chat with someone or, things like that.
Cool.